Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton, and it is time for another edition of Angel Sudsy Recap, where we delve into the world of daytime television and we do a few reality shows on the side for now. And one of the reality shows that we're doing is The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. But FYI, before I started this video, this is actually take two, because I was literally halfway done with the video and then fucking John calls me and it ruins the whole goddamn thing. Now, okay, in all fairness, I probably should have done the do not disturb before I did the video, but oh my God, it's so frustrating. And then we talked for an hour and 35 minutes on the phone. I just realized that John and I have been friends for 20 years. Isn't that crazy? It's crazy. Okay, so, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So they actually finished the reunion. This is episode 3. We saw the finale of the reunion, and this is when all the good shit came out, right? So, like I said, a lot of these Bravo reunions that are 3-parters, most of them could actually really just be 2-parters, and it would be fine. But, you know, that's me telling Bravo how to do their business. So, whatever. If you got 3 pieces, it just seems a little bit disingenuous to have 3 different reunion episodes when the second one is kind of like, Now, there are always exceptions to that rule, and one of those notable exceptions is Atlanta. That Atlanta shit is off the fucking chain. When they had that 4-part reunion, I was like, okay, well, that deserved 4 parts because every single bit brought the heat. It was fierce. Okay. So, the first thing I want to mention is to talk about is Kyle. So Kyle actually kind of broke down a little bit because they were talking about American Woman, which, as you know, is the sitcom that she wrote, that she produces, that stars Alicia Silverstone, and it's based on her stories growing up as a child actress in the 70s with her mom. And, you know, her sisters were irritated that, you know, she's cashing in on their stories, but she's like, it's my stories. It's about my life from my point of view. So, and it's not even the same thing. Like, it's just used that as a springboard. So, unfortunately, Kathy Hilton, who is Kyle's big sister, her second other big sister besides Kim, she's Kim's big sister. She, hasn't spoken to Kyle in 6 months. So that's kind of sad. And maybe they've talked since then, but, you know, she was all upset because, you know, that she doesn't get invited over for Christmas anymore. Now, there's also some drama with her husband, Mauricio, because her husband, Mauricio, used to work for Kathy's husband, Rick Hilton, and then he actually ended up starting the agency. And for those of you that remember there was a reality show on E! Entertainment Television called The Rich Kids of Beverly Hills, and it was kind of based on the Rich Kids of Instagram. And they basically, there was one named Brendan. Well, Brendan was a real estate agent at the agency that Mauricio owns. So, kudos to you, Mauricio. Another thing that happened at the reunion, oh my God, so they were talking about Nanny K. Okay, now if you don't know, Nanny K is Lisa's grandmother, and she came and lived with her for like the last 25 years of her life. So Lisa Vanderpump, so to give you a little bit of backstory, earlier in the season, Lisa Vanderpump was talking about Nanny K, and Kyle was like, who's Nanny K? And of all people, Erika chimed in and was like, that's Lisa's grandmother. Like, she totally remembered when people tell her shit. So that was fierce on Erika's part, because that was pretty fierce. And Lisa Vanderpump was pissed off. She's like, this is someone that I've known for very many years, Kyle, and she does not remember my grandmother's name was Nanny K. But Erika, who I just met last year, she knows. Yeah. But then she asked, Okay, moving on. Sorry. So, moving on. This was actually a really, well, okay, so here's one thing. I felt really bad for Erika because once again, this year we're talking about Erika's vagina on national television for the reunion, right? This year, the reason why we're talking about her vagina is because when she was at Teddy's, she was having a really bad period. And she had planned on staying, but she didn't want to bleed all over Teddy's sheets. So she ended up going to the DoubleTree. So she, now here's the thing. I would have personally told Teddi, I would have told her that I was leaving. I would be like, you know what? And I would have told her why too. I would have been like, you know what? I don't want to bleed on your sheets. I'm going to go to the DoubleTree tonight, but I'll be back in the morning. Right? If you'd have just said that, then she would have been like, okay. You know, she would have understood, right? But then on the other hand, she's like, well, I've never had a period that bad. Well, guess what, bitch? It happens. It happens. I actually used to work with a chick when I worked in Branson, Missouri back in 1995. There was a chick that I worked with, and she had endometriosis. And she would still come to work, but you could tell on days that it was really bad because she would be in like the most agony I've ever seen anyone ever go through. And I know for a fact that that shit's real. Like, that is a very real deal. So, like, whenever I see on soap operas and they have a storyline involving endometriosis, I believe it because it is a real thing. I swear to goodness. You know, you can actually probably look it up on WebMD. You can probably look up endometriosis. It can be really awful, horrible. And, you know, they aired clips back of Erika talking to all the various ladies about how bad her period was that particular night. And what's unfortunate is that none of them chimed in, because Teddi wasn't one of those girls. So none of them chimed in when they had mentioned that Erika had left. Like, no one said anything, and she'd been saying all day long how she'd been having this bad period and how she felt like her uterus was being ripped out of her vagina. Like, I get it. I don't even have a period, and I get it. I totally get it. And especially after last year with Pantygate, you know, she had Pantygate last year. This year it's Periodgate. Good Lord. I feel Erika's vagina gets a lot of play. Maybe it needs its own Housewives tagline. Maybe her vagina's tagline can be, on Wednesdays, we wear diamonds. Because Teddi called Erika a mean girl. And they showed on the screen, they showed all of these screenshots of, no, it wasn't her Twitter posts. It was actually her blogs that she would write for Bravo. She's like, you took a dig at me every single week on your blogs, like, and you were really hardcore. And Teddi, now on the one hand, I give Teddi props because she didn't back down. She was like, yeah, I did, yes, and I had to, and it felt good to do that. Because one of the ones was she called her Regina Jane after Regina George from Mean Girls. But yeah. What's interesting is that Erika obviously played a role in this argument. You know, what's funny is that Dorit actually was not really involved in this episode at all, because episode 1 was really all about Dorit's issues with all the women. And then this time it was all about the issues between Erika and Teddi. So, you know, whereas if I had to pick a team, I would probably be Team Erika, but I can see how they both fuck shit up, and they both admit that they fuck shit up and that they had a bad first meeting and, you know, getting to know each other. They got off on the wrong foot. That's what I'm trying to say. But I'm very curious to see if we'll see Miss Teddi Jo Mellencamp come back next season. I don't know if we will or not. And I definitely don't know if we'll see Erika or if we'll see Dorit, because apparently they're all making like diva-ish demands. So we'll see what happens. But I do know that there is one more episode, and that's The Secrets Revealed. I'm glad they finally started doing that shit again, because they stopped doing that for a while and I was really irritated. But I'm glad they brought it back. It's good. Where you get to see the lost footage that, you know, we haven't seen before. Okay, anyways, thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. Please feel free to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Angel Benton. You can hashtag RHOBH or Real Housewife Shit to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Or you can also hashtag Bold and Beautiful to talk about the bold and the beautiful. And you can hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel to get my YouTube videos sent to your email inbox every single day. And please feel free to give this video a thumbs up. All right, everyone. Have a great night. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.